Can you guys hear me? I'm pretty sure that was the issue. So we're going to be talking about injuries and ways to combat these injuries, ways that you can alleviate these injuries, ways that you could prevent, just overall not falling victim to uh, the common injuries. So we're going to start with the feet at first. So a lot of people have tight feet, and what they don't realize is that the shoes they've been wearing since they were kids are hindering their balance and stability, which is going to in turn hinder their balance, or my bad, their strength and power. So, and just the fact of being able to obtain muscle mass because your body will no longer, your body will no longer function properly. So when you have tight feet, usually your big toe is not functioning optimally. So since it's not functioning properly, what's going to happen is your glutes aren't going to fire properly. And now your glutes are actually your core, which a lot of times that's why, like on average, when people work out, women usually tend to be stronger than men when it comes to doing like leg workouts and whatnot because they work their glutes for other reasons. But uh, it just goes to show you that that's your core. You know what I mean? So when you can properly strengthen uh, or properly, when you have proper articulation in the feet, then it makes it easier for you to utilize the rest of the body up the chain. If you're struggling at the base of the chain, then what's going to happen is you're going to compensate up the chain. In turn, that's going to lead to injuries. So flat feet and your arch, I'm not arch, flat feet and your big toe not in proper alignment is going to hinder just your overall strength, no matter what. Because you can always be stronger if you have um, proper articulation of the feet. A lot of people don't realize this, or they may not. They may not really care. And most of us don't care until it's too late. Not that it's too late, but until we get injured. You know, I know I didn't until I started walking with a cane when I was 25. So, you know, that's not something you wanna experience. So those two, and what you could do is roll your foot out with a lacrosse ball. You can also, hop into the workshop, the pain relief workshop. If you're in the pain relief workshop now, uh, then you'll know that we're working on the feet, ankles, and knees at this very moment. And everyone there has had positive feedback, things that they've never done before, they're doing, uh, things in their feet that they've never felt before, they're feeling. So, just things like that, which will help you elevate yourself. We look at our parents and grandparents, or even great grandparents, and they look like they're walking on a tightrope. Now, that's because they haven't trained at all. And it's when I say trained, or they haven't moved at all. They haven't moved in a controlled manner. It's more of like, I guess, societal movement. I guess you can call it in the sense of waking up, going to work. Moving minimally. Move somewhere. You drive somewhere. Sit down. Go somewhere. Sit. You know, get up. Go home. Sit. I always tell people we start off as a river, then we go to a stream, and then we end up as a pond. Now the river flows, little kids, fresh newborn babies, all the little kids that you can't chase around because you're probably a pond at this point. So there's that, and then we get to about high school. Those that aren't working out or that aren't in extracurricular sports that just maybe play video games or whatever the case may be, sitting down a lot. Those are like the streams, and then it just goes from there. By the time you hit 30 years old, you've been a stream. You feel like you're 50. I see it a lot in some of the people I went to school with, and just overall people in general. And then from there, when you hit that pond, that's when it gets dangerous, and the disease starts to show itself when your body can't really do too much for not do too much for you, but it's like it's been compensating for you for so long. It's like at this point, it's like, yeah, we might as well just tap out because you're not listening. So, it's that. So all stuff like that comes from the feet, you know. So just be very mindful of what you walk on a daily basis, because if you didn't have your feet, which I know when I had rolled my ankle, which is one of the most common injuries, when you roll your ankle, to the outside, and you tear the ligaments. Now your knee may not go as far as you just recently had a swollen ankle. It's getting better. Follow the ankle area, working out. Must have. Right. So what you could do is uh, either go on my YouTube, and there is the go to the mobility section, go to the playlist, mobility at the bottom. Check out those exercises. Also, tomorrow or every Tuesday and Thursday. Tuesday and Thursday we have the workshop. We're still working on the feet, ankles, and knees. So if you're interested in that, tap into that. Click the link in the bio, or just message me. Either message Forever Fitness, or message my Facebook or Instagram, YouTube, whatever the case may be. We'll get you into there, because it's very important. Because I know when I had rolled my ankle, I had to walk with a cane, and I know it's not something you want to do. And even when you get it fixed, which is what everybody messes up on, when you get it fixed, like as soon as it's good, quote unquote good, when you don't feel it anymore, then you run it back into the ground, and it's like, well, it's just a nagging injury. It's not that it's a nagging injury; it's that you never fixed it in the first place. You just got it. You put a band-aid on it, to the point where it's like, all right, it's fine. And then you went and did some extracurricular stuff to test it out again, and it failed. So, notice that ankle roll is something serious. You want to work on your dorsiflexion, which is how far the knee can go past the toe, or your plantar flexion, which is like, you see ballerinas standing on their toes. Like basically when you step on the gas pedal, that's plantar flexion. And then you want to work on inversion and eversion. Inversion is when you bring your ankle inward, and then eversion is when you bring it outward. I know I ran 10 miles before with my friend Ash, and about 4 miles in, I realized that I haven't really been working my inversion and eversion. We compensate. We work on specific things, like literally specific things, and we don't work on anything else. Just like I posted on my Instagram, my Facebook today about how, if you want to increase your bench, which honestly I wouldn't even recommend you barbell benching if you aren't mobile enough. Just like I wouldn't recommend CrossFit to people that, like say you work 9 to 5 and you're sitting all day. I wouldn't recommend you compress your body sitting all day and then go to the gym and compress your body some more. You need to understand mobility, the way the body moves, and then from there, then you can, start incorporating other things. But let's work our way to the chain. So now let's get to, what is it, the knees? Knees. So we want the feet and the ankles. Basically, get you some toe spacers. Where did I put that? Get you some toe spacers, right? And then do the alphabets with your ankle too. That in itself is going to help you. Then when it comes to the knees, a lot of people have stiff knees, torn meniscus, just knee pain all around. So a lot of things that are beneficial toward that is lubricating the knee, rotating the knee. A lot of people don't really know what knee rotation is. If you go through my Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the above, you're going to see knee rotation. A lot of people don't know the knee rotates, and that's dangerous. What you don't know can hurt you. So be mindful of that. One of the most important things, just for about everybody, because we all have tight hips. Like if you can't do a split and a straddle, you have tight hips. All right. So in week 2, we're going to be doing, what's it called? Week 2, we're going to be doing hips, all hips. You're going to feel like you got a new hip replacement in the workshop. So make sure you tap in with that. If you join late, it's fine. I'll give you the rundown on what we did before and the exercises to do. This way you can, you can do them. Uh, when you have tight hips, what happens is your body can't digest food properly. So when you can't digest food properly, your body can't run optimally. And then from there, for every man, um, for every individual, every male that has went through my course, they've all told me that their I guess male parts are working a lot more efficiently, and it's because now you've opened up. Your hips aren't so tight and constricted, so now everything in that region is going to be flowing and functioning a lot better. So always be mindful that you don't need a pill, you don't need whatever meds. You need to understand and learn your body because your body's telling you what it needs and you're just ignoring it. I noticed I used to ignore my body a lot and then it started to break down. So, just if you don't know where to start, um, either the workshop, my YouTube, whatever the case may be, uh, just Instagram, Facebook, all the stuff that I post, I don't post stuff to like show off. I post stuff to help people so they can elevate so that they don't have to go through pain. I went through enough pain in my life from the age of what, 16 to about 25. And then that's when I was like, yeah, I got to do something about this because I'm not going to make it to 50. And now I see why people really don't make it to 50 because they never get sick and tired of being sick and tired when it comes to pain. Like, I like positive pain, building pain, not aching pain. That just shows me that my body's falling apart and one day it's over, so any questions? We're gonna go over on the next one. We're gonna focus on the spine, scapula, shoulder, elbows, forearms, and hands. We're gonna do upper body, lower body. Uh, one of the one of the most beneficial things that I would say for you before we get off here is learn to get into a deep squat. Now, I would say if you can't just get into a deep squat, hold on to, like I had somebody in my class today, there was a pole over there, and I was like, go to the pole, and I want you to walk down the pole slowly and gently, and make sure you stay on your heels. Really stay on the tripod foot, which is the base of the big toe, the base of the pinky toe, and your heel. All right, so whenever your trainer tells you stay on your heels, tell him you don't know what he's talking about. I'm serious. Because all that's going to do is push all the weight into your hips. I did that for years. I'm just a product of, like, basically, I've been doing that whole don't put your knees over your toes thing. I mean, that works fine for some people, yeah, but I'm almost pretty sure those people have extremely tight hips unless they understand the way mobility works and they've been working on it way beforehand. See, I tell people, I did everything backwards. I started lifting weights first. You shouldn't do that. You should do, really, you should do uh, trigger points, nerve flossing, mobility, yoga, Pilates. Well, really, mobility encompasses all of that, but I'm just going to break it into certain portions. Do all those things first, and then you should do calisthenics or weighted calisthenics. And then from there, you can lift weights. So just be mindful of that. And if you looking for a way to start and not really sure where to go, tap in with me. What is that? This is true. Sugar said deep squat is well needed. Yes, definitely. I've been doing deep squats for like 15 minutes a day recently. Actually, I haven't done it in 2 days, so I'm kind of lying. But before that, I was doing it 2 days before that, and I did like 5 minutes today. Sometimes I don't actually count the minutes I do, but The first time I did 15 minutes, it was so hard to get up. It's definitely very difficult. But with time it'll get easier. If you could only sit it for 10 seconds, that's fine. Start off with 10 seconds. Slowly, slowly but surely. Add another 10 to it. Maybe do 5 sets of 10 seconds. Maybe 5 sets of 15 seconds. 5 sets of 20 seconds. Even 5 sets of 5 seconds. You got to start somewhere. Don't just be like, oh well, I can't do it, and because then there's gonna come a point in time where you really can't do it, and then at that point, it's kind of too late. But yeah, I appreciate you guys for tapping in. Till next time, next Wednesday we're gonna be talking about upper body with injuries. If you have any comments, questions, or if you want to join the workshop and you can't seem to find it, just put a comment here and I'll get you situated. I appreciate you guys. Till next time.